Yo, what's going on, everybody? So today I want to have a very serious conversation with you guys about the future of the Boruto franchise. In fact, the immediate future of the Boruto franchise. And I want to talk to you guys about whether or not now is finally the time for us to get a Boruto movie set during Boruto Naruto Next Generations. Now, before someone starts to correct me down in the comment section, say, haha, you don't know what you're talking about. We have a Boruto movie already. It came out in 2015. Yes, I already know that. In fact, I was one of the people at the premiere for the movie. So yes, I know that there was a Boruto movie that came out in 2015. I totally remember. I totally remember that. However, the reason I want to talk to you guys about this now is when you look at that movie, that was promoted as being part of that Naruto New Era project that was meant to kind of fill in the blanks for everything that happened during the blank period and kind of give us a bit of finality to the Naruto story, while also leaving the door open to test the waters as to seeing whether or not people be receptive to Boruto as a character, which is why we got the Boruto manga and anime, but that's another video for another day. But the reason I want to talk to you guys about this is when you compare that, and then when you compare where Boruto Naruto Next Generations is now, it's clear that the anime is a success. And I mean, I've talked about this in the video talking about the truth behind the Boruto series ending, and I bring up the fact that when you look at TV Tokyo's own releases, when you look at TV Tokyo, Boruto is one of the most profitable series for the franchise. And before someone says, well, obviously it's part of the Naruto franchise, TV Tokyo considers Boruto to be something separate from Naruto. And so when you look at that and the fact that the only series that are really beating out Boruto are stuff like in terms of gross profit being Yu-Gi-Oh and Pokemon and Naruto, I think it's in pretty damn good company. In fact, when you start just looking at overall sales, Boruto has actually eclipsed Yu-Gi-Oh when it comes to it. So the reason why I kind of bring that up is when you look at the fact that the Boruto anime is nearing that iconic 100 episode moment, I definitely think Studio Pierrot is dropping the ball here, where we're not getting a Boruto movie as we're getting close to that 100 episode mark. And the reason why that's so monumental is by the time that episode comes out, right, by the time episode 100 gets here, the Boruto anime would have been on air for a little over a couple years now. And when you look at how successful it's been, and you look at the fact that the series is growing in popularity as time goes on, and you have more of those Naruto fans who were saying, I don't want to check out this series, starting to come back to the Boruto series, I definitely think that a movie will be a great opportunity. Because if you're someone who's on the fence about checking out the Boruto story, or if you're someone who's only been vaguely keeping up with it, having a movie will be a great opportunity to show just how much these characters have grown, and you'll be able to pique the interest of some people to say, what's this karma seal that Boruto has? What's this eye that Boruto has? And you'd be able to give some answers there. And you also be able to kind of show off the other members of Boruto's generation and give them all their shine. And what I also want to talk to you guys about is the fact that when you look at the fact that the Naruto series did the movies, and the movies played a key role in extra promotion for the series, I definitely think that this is a huge missed opportunity. And don't get me wrong, I know like movies, I mean anime movies are expensive to produce. However, I still think that when you look at the fact that Boruto is as profitable as it is, I think we're overdue for a movie, or rather I think that the time is coming up for us to do a movie. And in particular, I think that when you start looking at the fact that the Naruto franchise is more popular in the West than it is in Japan, I think that if we were to have a Boruto movie come out, and if that movie was to be giving us the right amount of attention, the right amount of fan service in the sense that we're seeing, you know, Boruto's generation do their thing, but we're also seeing people from Naruto's generation, so whether it be Sasuke or even Kiba or Naruto or Kakashi, people getting their opportunity to shine, working alongside this new generation in some alternate story set, maybe in some alternate timeline, which if you look at the Naruto movies and Naruto Shippuden movies, they don't perfectly fit into the timeline. There's some inconsistencies, so I like to look at those as more being alternate side stories that could fit in the timeline, but you have to work some stuff around, so it's better kind of treat them as their own independent canon. And so when you look at that possibility and you look at the fact that maybe this isn't a canon story, or maybe we do something that is set so far down the line that it ends up being canon to the anime, like say we set this after something that's going on in the Boruto manga currently, or something that is set after the Mitsuki arc that we just wrapped up but before we get to the Majina Bandits arc in the anime, that would give us a great opportunity to kind of get a fresh new story story. And then when the anime gets it, the anime, yeah, they end up doing a retelling like what happened with the Momoshiki arc, where they basically retold the Naruto Boruto the movie story, but they add in a whole bunch of extra things like Boruto versus Shinki and different things that were happening in the tuning exams, and they really fleshed things out a lot more than what you're able to do in the Boruto movie. And I think the anime would have a great opportunity to do something like that. Now, the other thing about this is when you start looking at just how popular the Naruto franchise is overseas, over in the West, I think that when you look at what happened with Dragon Ball Super Broly, that ended up being one of the biggest anime movies of all time in the West. And what's really crazy about that is the Dragon Ball hype isn't even close to what it was back in the late 90s, early 2000s, but the hype is building back up. And when you look at Naruto, the fact of the matter is Naruto was at the door of being able to kind of knock on that potential, but things moved away from cable and it moved more towards people watching stuff online, and then the streaming explosion really started. But when you just look at what's going on with the Naruto franchise, it's super popular over in the West. And I think that when you look at that possibility, we have the opportunity for us to, as a community, to go out and support this movie and to be able to show that, hey, we matter as well. I know that's going to trigger somebody because people are like, oh, well, Naruto's a better story than Dragon Ball. And I won't disagree with you on that. But I definitely think that the possibility for us to get one more original story by Masashi Kishimoto or one original story by Kodachi that kind of gives us more about the Boruto era, maybe something to do with Kara that hasn't been introduced yet, or something that has to do with the Sasuke clan, something that gives us an opportunity to whet our appetites. Maybe you do a movie that focuses on Urashiki, where we close up that open-ended plot hole that exists after Urashiki left during the tuning exams, and we haven't really seen anybody really address this dude as a serious threat after fact, just as being, oh, that's that member that got away. I think that'd be really cool if we were to see a movie where Urashiki ended up being that one villain that Naruto and the others took down, and Boruto and Next Generation have a role in it, similar to how Boruto had a role in taking down Momoshiki. But the other thing is that could be a great way for us to segue into the larger threat of the clan leader of the Sasuke clan coming to Earth. But I want to know what you guys think. I want to know, do you think if it's time for us to have a Boruto movie? And if you think so, let me know why down in the comment section below. But if it's always, guys, if you like anything I had to say, don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe, share.